So today we're doing something different. I'm going to rank episodes of Black Mirror Season 6. As most of you know, this is a music channel, but every now and then I like to do something different. I'm a big fan of anthology shows such as The Twilight Zone, so this is one of my favorite series from Netflix. Let me start by saying that this will be a spoiler-free ranking. I'm just going to be reading off like the brief description of each episode and talking about what I thought each one was about. I won't give away any major plot points or give away the ending. So if you haven't watched it yet, it will be safe to proceed. And as always, it's just my opinion. You may have enjoyed some of the episodes that I have ranked lower. So feel free to let me know in the comments or just give me your ranking. In general, I thought this was probably the weakest season of the entire series. Out of all the episodes, I thought 3 were good. And my bottom 2 were not so good. And I also thought that like 2 of the 5 episodes were classic Black Mirror episodes. I felt the series is going into kind of a horror anthology direction with some of the episodes. And this series is supposed to be about how technology can go wrong. So something we have seen in past episodes, but it almost felt like they're kind of running out of ideas and going in a different direction. But anyway, let me get on with it. So at number 5, I have episode 4, Maisie Day. So the tagline is, a troubled starlet is dogged by an evasive paparazzi while dealing with the consequences of a hit-and-run incident. So this is probably one of the worst episodes of the series. It was the shortest. It was only 40 minutes long, and it just didn't have that payoff in the end. It felt more like a horror anthology episode than a Black Mirror episode. And I thought the twist at the end was kind of cheesy. There was one scene that reminded me of an old horror movie from the 80s. I'm not going to say which one it is because it's going to kind of give away a major plot point. But if you saw that episode, you know what I'm talking about. I'd say the first 30 minutes of the episode were pretty good. They did a good job of like building suspense, but just the payoff was not there in the end. I didn't really get the connection with technology. I get the connection with the whole thing about like chasing clout, chasing paparazzi. I mean, that part was there, but otherwise, I didn't get it as far as a Black Mirror episode. If there's something I missed, of course, let me know, but this is number 5. At number 4, I have episode 2, Loch Henry. So the tagline is, a young couple travel to a sleepy Scottish town to work on a genteel nature documentary, but find themselves drawn to a juicy local story involving shocking events of the past. So this was another one that felt like it was an episode from either like a horror anthology or some kind of like true crime series. I didn't really see like the Black Mirror connection to it. The episode was about an hour long, and I felt it was kind of slow. I didn't really, see there was much like connection with technology again because there was a lot of stuff about like videotapes. But again, maybe I missed something. Let me know in the comments. I think this story is pretty good, like as like one of those like true crime, like those types of things. I don't want to give too much away, but it's just I think they could have like rewritten the script a little, and they could have made like a good movie. But I have it ranked here because I felt it was kind of slow. It didn't feel like Black Mirror. The ending was good and it had a good twist and all. It was a good ending, but it's just at number 4 for me. So at number 3, I have episode 5, Demon 79. So the tagline is, in Northern England, 1979, a meek sales assistant is told she must commit terrible acts to prevent disaster. So this is one of those episodes that, like, on the one hand, it didn't seem like a Black Mirror episode. Something more of like a horror anthology, and it could have even passed for a Twilight Zone episode. But on the other hand, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. This one had like a lot of suspense build up throughout the episode. It was like set in 1979, so it was filmed in this like grindhouse horror movie style, and they had that specific like camera filter or whatever was used just to make it look like like an older movie. And it was just a really good episode, but the thing is that it was more dealing with like supernatural and not technology. So it seemed kind of out of place for this series, but as like a short horror film, It was like really good. I liked it a lot. So I mean, like there was like a lot of like build up. You don't know what's going to happen at the end, and really great twist. It was satisfying, and for that reason, I have it at number two. I have episode 3, Beyond the Sea. So in an alternative 1969, two men cast on a perilous high-tech mission wrestle with the consequences of an unimaginable tragedy. And this one has Aaron Paul, Josh Hartnett, and Kate Mara. This one has probably like the bigger cast out of the episodes. There's 2 episodes that have like kind of like a more Hollywood cast. So anyway, this was one of those episodes. It did feel like Black Mirror, and even though it's set in like an alternate universe in 1969, it was like a sci-fi kind of thriller type of episode. The cast was very good. I'm a big fan of Aaron Paul. You know, I've watched Breaking Bad, the entire series, like 5 times now, and also good to see Josh Hartnett. I haven't actually seen him in a while, and I've watched his movies like from the maybe mid 2000s, but I haven't seen him act in a while. So good to see him. And Kate Mara, I've seen her in TV shows. She did a good performance. So it was the longest episode at 80 minutes. It kind of like could have been a movie. I felt, you know, I was watching some reviews online. Some people said that this episode was slow or dragged. I didn't feel that. I thought it was interesting. I think maybe it's just because I kind of like sci-fi and like outer space types of things. So I was interested in it. But it was like one of those like dark episodes, and like the typical ending kind of like shows how technology can go wrong, and one of those endings that kind of stays with you or makes you think after a while. So without giving too much away, there's like 2 astronauts on a space station, and they have these replicas on Earth who stay with their wives and family. So the episode dealt with that, and you know what can go wrong in that particular situation. So I have it ranked at number 2. I felt it was one of the strongest episodes of the season, and it was really. At number 1, I have Episode 1, Joan Is Awful. So an average woman is stunned to discover a global streaming platform has launched a prestige TV drama adaptation of her life, in which she is portrayed by Hollywood A-lister Salma Hayek. And this one also has more of an all-star cast. Annie Murphy, Salma Hayek, Michael Cera does one scene like later on. So out of all the episodes, this was the one I was most interested in watching, and I felt it was like a true Black Mirror episode. It dealt with a lot of things that are going on right now, such as like AI technology and deep fakes. Let me also mention that I watched a couple rankings like on YouTube, and this one either is like number 1 or like at the bottom at number 5. I think a lot of people like don't like this one, but I loved it. I thought it was really great. So I thought it was the most like relevant episode because we have these like AI songs coming out right now. Like I heard there's like going to be a new Beatles song with like an AI voice of John Lennon. So that's something that's kind of crazy, and you know these things are only going to get more advanced. Like the episode did get kind of cheesy at times. It was also like one of the funniest episodes. Like there's one scene at a church that really made me laugh out loud. I'm not going to give it away, but this is also an episode that felt somewhat realistic. Like imagine like you have a streaming service and you give the service like permission to access like your entire social media history, like going back like 15, 20 years, everything from like MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, and then they create this AI generated series based on your life. So the episode was not exactly about that. It was similar, but I'm thinking like that is something that seems like it's possible in the future, like within the next 20 years. So that's why I liked this episode, even though it was a little cheesy, kind of campy, but I have it at number 1. So it was my favorite. So that is all. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Feel free to give me your ranking. Please like this video. Helps me with the algorithm. Please subscribe if you have not already. And I haven't really done a lot of TV stuff, but I did a Twilight Zone episode a while back. I'm going to stick that one right there and check it out. And I will see you in the next one.